How's it going, everybody? Mitch from Mobile Gamer Tech here with a video about the recent news of Apex Legends Mobile being sunsetted in May. So yesterday, Respawn on Twitter dropped a somewhat unsuspected tweet. Obviously, I've not really been paying attention much to Apex Legends Mobile, but we saw this, took us a little bit by shock, but through the 5 things I'm going to go through on this video, it may become a little bit clearer to the reasoning why they actually took the decision to sunset Apex Legends Mobile. So I'm going to pop the little notification here that you haven't seen yet, or the post here that you haven't seen yet, but basically just means that they started strong. The content that they were creating just wasn't up to notch what they wanted it to be. So they've just basically decided to call it quits. But I have found out recently that it is also Battlefield Mobile has been cancelled because it's the same studio that did Apex Legends Mobile, also doing Battlefield Mobile. So I've read this on quite a few publications, so it must be true. It's not just one off, you know what I mean? So my first reason is console ports to mobiles don't work. So bear with me here, guys. Companies seem to think, guys, that simply releasing a game that does well on console and PC, they seem to think that it's just going to do well on mobile, but it isn't the case. Because when you release something onto mobile, it needs to offer something different. The reason why I think PUBG and COD are sustainable and are still going is the fact that they are just the first through the door. They monopolized on mobile before Apex or Respawn Entertainment did. Because PUBG Mobile and COD Mobile came out a lot earlier than Apex Mobile did, so these two games have already got a core player base that aren't just going to change overnight to Apex Legends Mobile, because not only have they invested time already into these two games, either it be PUBG Mobile or COD Mobile, they've probably invested a lot of money. And another big criticism Apex Mobile had is the fact that it was never really optimized for mid-range devices, which automatically alienates a lot of people in the world, because not everybody can afford an S-range, a Pro iPhone, or even a 14, because obviously the iPhones are a little more powerful than Android. No shade, I do use both. But not everybody can afford the top-tier models which can run this game and only seem to be optimized for this game, which was probably a bad choice on Respawn Entertainment's part. On to the second key point is the free-to-play conundrum. So basically, just because the game is free to play doesn't necessarily mean that players are just going to flock to the game, because obviously instinctively you probably think, oh, it's free to play, I've got nothing to lose. But there's a level of investment that goes into free to play games, whether that be time, whether that be money, whether it be your friends, community. But you do get a lot of people that have already put money into skins, resources, characters, gotcha events, which are really big within mobiles, or some sort of battle pass, which is they're halfway through. Say, for example, a game battle pass releases beginning of the month. Halfway through that month, a new game comes out. You are inclined to try and finish that battle pass before even trying to switch over to that new mobile game. And by then, people are already going to have like leaps and bounds ahead of you in skill, stuff like that. So all these factors take into place. It's not just that, oh, it's free, I'm going to play it. There is loads of different factors that come into play when a player is thinking about these kind of things and hesitate to switch from one free-to-play game to another. Say they're successful in getting a player across from a different game. Two factors come into play for the player itself that has successfully been called across to this new game. They know that they have to put the same amount of money and time into this new game if they enjoy it. And then two, they're going to then try and move their community, their friends, to this game. Because if they don't, then they've got to just try and hope that the community that the game they're joining is going to be just as good. So that is the free-to-play conundrum there. So there's a lot of factors when it comes to changing from one free-to-play game to another. It's not just, oh, it's a free-to-play game, what have I got to lose? You actually do have a lot to lose because we invested so much money, so much time into one game. If you stop playing that one game, what's all that invested time and money going to do? Just going to sit there and do nothing. So, like all free-to-play games, it probably suffered from the free-to-play conundrum. My third point is budget/profits. They claimed they started off strong with the content for the game. We saw the Battle Pass close to launch, and we had community events kick off when the game first started as well. But I wouldn't necessarily class that as a strong start. A bit of research, I tried to find out what the concurrent player base was versus the peak player base amount for Apex Legends Mobiles, but I couldn't find anything. But I did, however, stumble upon a chart within Wikipedia that stated the top 66 games within mobile with the highest users, and out of those 66, Apex Mobile wasn't one of them. So even though it's not sort of like conclusive evidence that it didn't do well, to me personally, that makes me think if it's not classed in the top 66, but then something like Mushi Mushi Adventures was in there, it kind of makes you think, did it actually do that well at all? My fourth point is content creation / creator partnerships. So this is something that mobile gaming developers don't actually do that well. They don't have either a clear vision what they want to do, or they literally just throw money at it before it's released and hope that it sticks. And most times out of 10, that approach never works. Looking into Apex Legends Mobile, there was a lack thereof of any sort of like content creator partnerships or some sort of like creator highlights that a lot of people in the community of mobile gaming want to see on their specific games, i.e. Wild Rift. We get a lot of the feedback saying that people would love a tab to see highlights within the creators, within like art, stuff like that. And I think this is where something like a creators partnership could actually help mobile games flourish, because not only is it in-house within the app, discoverability for your content creators becomes much easier, much better for them. So, but like, you do have bad ways of doing this as well. So let's look at Auto Chess MOBA, which has also closed down literally a few days ago. Before this game was even launched, they were throwing money at their Southeast Asian creators to try and sort of like, oh, here's what you're going to get on this global launch. So they were literally throwing money at a game that was pretty much dead on arrival. And then when it did come out, they also did a little deal with Trovo, the streaming platform, to try and get people over there and stream the game and earn some money while streaming the game. It was actually quite a lot of money to acquire if you did take part in it, and if you did actually do it quite well. So they flitted their money on these things that didn't actually help the cause or gain a core following for the game. They did, however, Auto Chess MOBA, give you a free game pass, the first game pass, if you pre-registered. So that was something to counter the free-to-play conundrum. So there was halfway there. And my fifth and final point, guys, is too much competition in mobile scenes is actually a bad thing. I mean, this is a bit of a stretch, guys, but which games of late that have been mobile ports of a console game that have been successful compared to the ones that were first to do it, i.e. PUBG Mobile or COD Mobile? I can't even name one. But like, obviously we have exclusive mobile games like T3. We have Free Fire, which is obviously an off-brand PUBG Mobile, but still a really popular game. And then we have something like Hyperfront, which could possibly be the reason why Valorant Mobile probably gets the same treatment as Apex Legends Mobile, because we have Hyperfront, which is a complete new game. Yes, it's a bit of a copy of Valorant, but you do have different agent abilities. It's a different IP, so it encourages a community. It's got an identity of its own. So stuff like that really helps within the mobile gaming industry, rather than just thinking, oh, we have a really successful game that is on PC or console right now, let's make a mobile version, and that's going to make dough, right? It doesn't seem to be the case on mobile. It seems to be which companies get the foot in the door first, establish a player base, get them to spend the money so that they don't leave for the next product, which is obviously, once again, ties into that free-to-play conundrum. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on it all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the whole thing? Did you see it coming? And what are you going to flock to once Apex Mobile ceases in May? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. This has been Mitch from Mobile Gamer Tech. I hope you've enjoyed the video and catch you on the next one. Peace.